I'm going to give you the 10 best productivity tips in 2025 to succeed and achieve your goals. Fuck that. I'm actually not going to do that. I'm going to give you a clear way of how to achieve exactly what you want, and it's not going to be in 5 best tips, 5 hacks, 5 tricks. There are no quick fix methods here. I'm going to give you a 4-step process which I use to achieve anything that I want, and I'm on a good way and a good path to achieve what I want in the next few years. Now, what is this process? Well, it's a process that it's very simple. In theory, it's extremely simple, but it's going to take some time. It might take a day for you to clearly define exactly what you want to achieve, how to make a plan, and everything of that nature. But I'm going to show you a personal example in this video of how I've done this. I'm also going to give you the 4-step process that I've written down on this piece of paper. So let's not waste any time. The first of all, you're going to define a goal. And it's essentially, you need to figure out exactly what you want. And I'm not talking about, oh, I want to become rich, or I want to become the best student, or I want to become a professional football player, or anything like that. This is going to be an extremely specific description into a almost scary detail. I have done this and it has provided me with a lot of clarity on exactly what I want. This is going to take some time. I'm going to show you how to do this. So sit back, relax, and just listen. So when you define a goal, you're going to want to be, as I said, very specific. So I'm going to give you an example now. Let's say you want to become a football player. First, you need to figure out who you want to become, what you need to become, and what you want to achieve. So who you want to become? Well, I want to become a football player. What I want to achieve? Well, I want to win the World Cup, or I want to win this league, or I want to win whatever. You also need to figure out which club are you going to play in, which league are you going to play in, which football shoes you're going to wear, which training methods you're going to want, which car you're going to drive, where you're going to live, and also what friends you're going to have, what training routine is he going to have. And all of these things are the thing that goes into the character of being a football player. It's not just being a football player. Being a football player, you're on the field not that much time in your football career. Like, the games that you play are not your career. It's all the training behind the scenes, the mindset, the recovery, and all of that other stuff. And that's what you need to focus on. So you need to focus on setting a goal to become the person that does those behaviors behind the scenes. Now, for a business, it's not like, oh, I want to become rich. No, for me, the goal is to become somebody who can do all of the daily actions, like hundreds of messages of outreach per day, doing cold calls, running ads, building businesses, hiring people. All of that behind the scenes is what I want to achieve. I don't want to achieve, $1 million a year. That's not my goal. So I'm going to give you an example of this, and I'm going to try to show you not too much, but I have something that's very personal to me, and I have gone into such excruciating detail here. So here is the only thing I'm going to show you. I have speakers. I have the exact apartment in which I want to live. I have a statue, and I have the exact figure I want to reach per month. Now, this is only a very small part of what I want to achieve, but that's just to give you an example. I have this 15-page long document of what I want to achieve, what my current story is, what I've done so far, my failures, my wins, whatever. Then I have affirmations. I have exactly written down in text who I want to become, and I also have the plan to do that. All right, step 2. Once you have clearly defined your goal, you're going to want to use Socratic reasoning, which I'm going to explain, to figure out why you want to do what you want. So you need to figure out, why am I doing this? Why do I want to become, for example, a professional footballer? You're just going to ask why. Eventually you will come to the bottom. Socratic reasoning is basically just asking why. So let's say I want to become a professional football player. So why? Well, because I like sports, or it can be, it's always been my dream. Well, why? Because football players are cool. Why? Because they drive cars and they date hot women. That might be one thing. And why do they do that? Well, they have high status. And why do you want to have high status? Well, because they didn't get any attention in high school or middle school or whatever. why didn't you do that, and whatever. And eventually, if you go take it to this extreme, it's always going to come down to physics and human behavior and whatever, or the beginning of the universe. But you have to do it to a reasonable level. You're just going to ask why till eventually you get to your main reason why you want to do certain things. And I've literally written down here on a paper my drive vacuums. So this might be reversed for you, I don't know. But essentially what that means is that I have 2 or 3 actual reasons why I want to do business, and why I want to make a legacy, create a legacy, make some type of imprint on the world. And I'm not going to share that with you because it's very personal, but that's what's driving me each time I'm trying to, or something makes me want to give up. I just look at this paper right here, and I look at my images over there, and there's like, okay, like there's nothing else that I want to do except these 2 things. I want much more to do these things than, I don't know, goon all day or do something else. So step 3, you need to reverse engineer your goal to a clear path and a clear plan. What most people do is they say, oh, I want to get rich. They write up, they make a vision board, they do something in the nature of writing quotes on their wall, changing their mobile phone wallpaper or whatever, but then they don't actually take any action. And it's not because they don't want to, it's because, first of all, it's very painful to take action, but they don't know exactly what to do. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to start a business. Like, you need to write down exactly the steps. So I'm going to go to the business registry. I'm going to register my business. I'm going to pay the fee. I am going to do exactly this, and then you have a business incorporated. Now you need to figure out after that what you're going to do. What problem are you going to solve? What's your service, whatever. And that you can look at other business videos to figure that out. But essentially I'm making a video for generic goals, so I can't just go specifically into one thing. But that's how I did it. So I literally have a plan of what I need to do every single day for the coming years to achieve what I want. And it's not a super clear path because I can't expect exactly what's going to happen in the future. But right now I'm doing things to such a degree that it would be absolutely unreasonable for me to not succeed within a couple of years. And that's just how it is. So once you have a clear plan, there's only one step left, and it's the secret sauce that you might have been waiting for this whole video. And I know it's not going to be making, it's not going to be journaling, it's not going to be meditating, it's not going to be any other of these like bullshit self-help. The only thing that matters is doing the actual work. And I call it relentless persistence. You can call it whatever you want, but it is something that I call doing the actual fucking work. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you could draw some help from it, some advice, some info. It really helped me out a lot. I learned this like not so long ago. I knew of some of these things before. Yeah, you need a goal, you need whatever, but you need the plan, for example. But yeah, it only clicked for me like a few months ago. So do whatever you gotta do. Get a goal, get a why, get a plan, and execute. That's all that matters. One thing I'm going to give you as a last piece of advice, that is to not get stuck in the analysis of what your goal should be, or why, or also what your plan is. The best thing to do is to start. So take a day or 2 to do this and do it really well. Like, don't bullshit it, don't skip it, don't do anything else for these days. If you got work and you come home and you put on Netflix, like, you're not going to make it, bro. If you do this after school, you go home and you game, you play video games, you're not going to make it. You have to do this right now. This is my action item for you guys, to you who are watching this video. Define one thing. It can even be I'm going to become the best, I don't know, like Minecraft player. It can be whatever the fuck you want, but make sure it's actually something productive and reflects in the real world, because it's kind of a waste to not do it and to put extreme amounts of time into something that's not actually tangible. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm not going to make it 10 minutes long. Peace out.